Welcome to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. If you would like to support this channel, please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. And now, let's start with the first story. It's called Name Badge. Around the turn of the millennium, I left university for a terrible job market. I ended up working at a big chain multiplex cinema in the city center. The management was generally terrible, but the staff was generally awesome people. As part of the uniform, we had to wear our name badge. The head office had a habit of making typos on these badges or not sending them at all, so many people would doctor them with stickers to correct them, especially white stickers to allow us to write on the badge. I was one of these people. I had 2 different badges, both wrong. After a year or so there, it was announced in a staff meeting that no stickers would be permitted on badges going forward. I asked in front of everyone, and it was confirmed that yes, even if it was misspelled or had the wrong name. At the time, my partner was also working there, in the back office. She would often forget her badge and just take one of the spares that had belonged to people who had left. She had a small hoard of these badges with random female names. I'd been there over a year and never had a correct badge of my own. But the badge doesn't need to be correct, only present, with no stickers. As a result, even though I'm very obviously male, I started wearing these various female name badges with no stickers. For the most part, nobody noticed. I had a group of students at the box office who asked, "Does your name badge say Rachel?" And they henceforth remembered me and would always call me Rachel. On one occasion, I was talking to a manager when this group passed, waving at me, and called out, "Hi Rachel." This manager then asked, "Why are those customers calling you Rachel?" Looking at my badge, this manager realized that it had my name as Sarah. I explained my malicious compliance and was rewarded with laughter and compliments and my building a good rapport with the customers. Another one of the managers was making a random audit of the staff to ensure compliance and noticed my badge was not in my name. They tried to tell me off for not wearing my own badge, but I pointed out that I'd never had a badge with my own right name on it. And as we are no longer allowed to fix this with stickers, I was complying with the rules to wear a badge, even if it not got the right name on it. One day, the head of the cinema noticed, and I told them that I'd never had a badge with my own right name, and they wouldn't allow me to correct it myself. If they got me the right name badge, I'd happily wear it. When I left the place after 2.5 years, I was still without a correct badge and still in malicious compliance mode. The next story is called Laid Off. Thursday morning last week, I got an appointment randomly scheduled with the CEO. Come to find out, they were laying me off and would send further details via email. In the email, it just said sometime during this week send your laptop, monitor and computer accessories to XYZ address and to use their billing account. I complied. I went to my local FedEx with just the items unpacked. I asked the worker if they would package it all for me using the highest quality wrap and make sure it's incredibly secure. They just smiled and said they understand exactly what to do since I told them I got laid off by this company and I don't care how much they bill them. They began using foot after foot of bubble wrap and yards of tape. Come to the end of the packaging process, they show me the bill, and it's $68. Not a ton, but it's worth the laughs. The third story is called Start Times. I work for a bank chain, and we have opening procedures where 2 cars follow each other to do a drive around before someone walks inside and gives an all clear. My manager likes to start the drive around the building at 8:04 AM. She told me to stop editing my timesheet since we don't start until 8:15 AM. So the next few days, she starts the drive around the building, stopping every few seconds, waiting for me to follow her. She calls me. "Let's do the opening procedure. Follow me." I was told not to clock in until work starts at 8:15 AM, so I will be waiting until then. She hasn't asked me to do opening procedures in 2 weeks. I sit and wait in my car until 8:15 AM on the dot, and I'm taking all the overtime every time she makes me stay later than my scheduled time to take care of operations. The next story is called Seating Chart. A few months ago, my boss changed the seating chart. All of the cubicles were rearranged into a more business-friendly atmosphere. What actually happened was everyone who talked to each other got moved away from each other. This was the finest draw in a long range of petty control tactics by this boss. As a result, many people quit or asked to be transferred to a different building. Those of us who remained came up with a system of bringing our laptops to each other's cubicles to collaborate. We still were doing the same amount of work, just sitting by each other to talk. Yesterday, our workspaces were rearranged again, and we are all now near our friends again. It wasn't an extreme malicious compliance, but we got our point across and won a small battle. The fifth story is called Engineers. My company warned the development team that they would be sending phishing emails. The email showed up, and every single engineer clicked on the email. Management was furious and had a meeting to figure out how the entire engineering staff could be so gullible. We explained that they pay us to be curious and creative. We knew it was a phishing email sent by the company, so we clicked to see what would happen. They told us never to do it again, and every time we'd click to see what might happen. Apparently, it creates a meeting with senior management, the only time we ever see them. The last story is called Law Compliance. This goes back to when I first got the job I have today. I was a high school student at the time. I don't know if this rule exists elsewhere, but here high school students are not permitted to be at work past 8 p.m. By the time I got here, the place had had at least 6 different managers in the past 2 years. I had no idea why, until the current one at the time came along and scheduled me to work the whole evening shift, which lasts until 11 p.m. I calmly told her that this is illegal, but she had none of it. You are going to work until 11 p.m. or you will not be working at all. I simply agreed and went about my day. Things started to get strange once 8 p.m. rolls by. My parents are expecting me to come home, but I'm still here. Much to my surprise, my dad drives up here, finds the manager and asks what the heck is going on. Once she explains, my dad comes to me and asks why I didn't tell her this is not okay. I told him that she blew me off when I tried to, and that's when he told me to keep doing what I'm doing. It was at this moment that I figured out what my father was planning. A couple of days later, he reported her for making a student work later than what is legally permissible. She wasn't removed from her position, surprisingly, but she voluntarily stepped down a few weeks after the fact. And that is how I figured out why this place seems to have a new manager every other month. And of course, my working hours were reduced to comply with the law. And with that, we end today's video. Let me know what you think about the stories. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the stories and today's video? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what I do and want to support me, please subscribe and hit the like button. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Bye bye.